Okay, I gotta do a super speed round. Unfortunately, this is a very critical turn too. Um, just holidays, weekends, time, lunch breaks, gotta roll. Uh, I may have went too prematurely here, and I cannot I cannot stack here, here, and here. I cannot stack here and here. It'd be nice to pull all my Russians here, then I would dead zone Ukraine and force them out. But then that permanently gives up the Kaza. I could not get back and dead zone Kaza, so that then his India infantry would meet this stack, and then he's gonna have a big stack facing me. So I think it's more important to keep the Kaza breaking up the two. So that's what we're gonna do. Um, I got myself in weird movements. I got to play fast and conservatively. So these aren't necessarily the best movements I'm gonna make. They're just the movements I'm gonna make. So we're gonna get 8 infantry, 2 fighters, because I lost my bomber in there too. But I just need some defensive hit points in Belarusia, as well as down here in Africa. So, oh, you know what? That's one thing I was gonna look at real quick. Can we do it? So, you know what? Okay, yeah. I don't want to do that, and I don't know if I need the how many of what I need. So we're just, oops, gonna do that. I'm probably gonna make a horrible mistake here. Da, da, da. Hopefully whatever I goof up is recoverable, is all I can say. Da, da, da. Nothing else to attack, right? Okay. Oh, whoops. no. Ah, crap. I thought I built the two fighters. Dang it, I knew I was going to goof up something. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. That's a bad, 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 bad spot. Crap. Dang it. This is what I get for rushing. Dang it, 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 dang it. Well, I guess I'm going to be hoping for a Dice Gods moment. I can't believe I goofed that up. Are you kidding? Well, doesn't even flippin' matter. Ah, this is just very, very, very bad. Everything's going wrong now. Ah, this is a turning point. This is what I get for having to rush. Why didn't I watch the timer last night? So now he'll be able to stack Novo as well, I believe. Oh my goodness. Well, that might have been the GG right there, guys. I am so sorry. Such a good game to waste. But I guess it's better than a timeout. Alright, gotta go. Alright, so I got a slight reenactment of me opening up, whoops, the correct game. And I opened up the game. And this was a holy happy hallelujah. My 7 transports are not at the bottom of the ocean up here. I didn't even care what the rest of the board looked like at that point. I was just happy. I was very afraid because that was supposed to be 2 fighters there, that he would take a shot with his 3 bombers with a 65% chance to sink 7 transports. So the rest of the everything else is just kind of, you know, is just icing on the cake, you know. So I haven't even really looked at the rest of this yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we take this guy, we're gonna leave 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, US will go. So it's just these guys would have 5 planes, Japan could have 5 planes if he wanted to attack these 4 boats. If I pull the UK out, because I'd rather them be up here, up there. We're only going to have, we'd only have 3, and I need these fighters to come down here, and that might be a bit risky, because he'd have 2 fighters and a bomber. So maybe I'll just leave them parked here another turn, because I think these are going to have to exit. Possibly just to kill my guys here. So any case, money was down, is starting to get a little bit low. We had 27. Currently, we have 21 before this turn. We're going to hopefully take a couple that will take us back up again. But I'm just not going to spend it all. I do want 1 artillery, but we're just going to conserve as we start to lose. We'll save up some for as we lose some Africa income here. Now, I am going to have to do one thing I didn't really want to do, and that's take a shot at this tank. Worst case scenario, I lose my bomber, which is the most likely case scenario with how my game goes. So, but if I don't, he's actually got positive IPC value at attacking this stack because of my rush, as well as positive IPC value attacking this stack. Or actually, this is neutral, 50-50. But if I can take him out and I lose a bomber, this will now be negative. This will be negative for him. Both, yeah, he'd have a chance to win and clear the units, but it'd be at a great cost of his air force. So, but with the tank, it actually leads to a positive IPC value battle on either one of those. So, I just want to take him out because I don't want to get these guys wiped in particular. Because then he's going to have 3 transports here and 6 more guys coming the next turn, and I've only got, well, I would have 6 guys here as well, and just all my Air Force up here. And so, anyways, I just don't want him to attack. So, hopefully we can prevent him from attacking. Meanwhile, if we can win this territory, that means it does not take much at all to stack the Baltic this turn, so we're going to stack Baltic and leave Bello. We can't stack both because of how big this stack is. We would need everything in here to hold Bello. But if I'm sitting in Baltic stacked, then we're sitting pretty good, right? The one thing I just did realize that I did not include in my calculation is, actually, no, it doesn't matter. I was going to say is if Japan cleared out anybody, but they're not going to have the opportunity to. So never mind. So we'll be able to have 1 infantry, so the tanks are blocked from coming in, and have a stack here. The remainder I'll probably put back here just to discourage him trying to move a West Russia stack. If he went all into Caucasus, or maybe not, maybe I'll just put him in. If he goes all in Caucasus, it's 50-50 toss-up coin battle for Russia on them, most likely. So, all right, anyways, here we go. We do need to take this guy, because this guy prevents these bombers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and these bombers from threatening Sea Zone 3 as long as we take Northwest Europe. So we are going to take Northwest Europe. That does mean I'm going to use my artillery, and our cruiser is going to win. Our cruiser is going to hit. I think we'll pull the tanks back to Karelia so they have dual movement, because sitting them in Baltic doesn't really matter, and I don't really need them for the stack. I mean, we got 18 units going in there by themselves, so that's cool. I because I have to use my bomber here, and I need all my fighters. So 1, 2, 3. I need all 8 of my UK fighters down here. Um, means I can't hit here with air, so I could use an artillery, but I'd rather save it. So I'm going to let the Americans take this one. Dang it. That's all the UK attacks. You know what? I'll leave one guy back for the blocker. You've got one thing you have to do, cruiser. One thing. Thank you. It's a good thing my cruiser's pointless. But they did their job, so all good. Man, what is up with that? I'm not going to risk the air. Not this time I can't. Sometimes I'll take that battle. Overall, it's kind of slightly defender value, but depending on the placements of everything, it's kind of worth it. But the big one is I want his tank to whiff. I really want his tank to whiff. I actually hope he trades West Russia with his Japan infantry. Then I can take it back and get double money from it. Come on, whiff on the tank. A 5 on the tank. Tank's going to roll a 5. Here we go. And this is a 5. Dang it. Well, I didn't really want my bombers anyways. So that means there's no bomber here, so he can abandon 61 and just leave guys there now. But I still feel I needed to do that battle regardless. Stay put. Everything else is good. Go. Okay, so Japan is getting kind of big. I mean, building a fighter, 13 infantry, artillery, and a transport. Now, I'm glad he built another transport. So he built a 4th transport down here, which I found interesting. Because, I mean, you only got so much that you can be able to transport for so long from a 3 producer if you're not continuing to file people in. So it's kind of a tempo move right now because it does kind of force me to make a decision here in Africa. But I'm fine with it. I want him to divert resources down this way because ultimately I'm going to give up Africa when I'm taking Berlin, hopefully. So I'm kind of okay with it, ish. One, two, three. Just make it. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm good. Um, so yeah, we're gonna roll with it. That being said, um, I did decide we're gonna come back to West Russia and Baltic stacked, and mainly because if I didn't really have enough Russians to dead zone Caucasus from Russia, Germany, excuse me, moving in, and then the Japan air all filling in there. So we're gonna do it since we're gonna take Poland, we're gonna have this. We can have a small stack here, move the stack here. We're still gonna keep Kaza stacked, you know, and we're gonna play it that way this turn. I mean, we'll still be able to keep Novo um, dead zoned. So that's the play. Purchase. These boats are going to be stalled going down here because we're going all the way to 24 to 22 back to 11. So these three boats are really just kind of stalled out. They're not going to be getting units anytime soon. I got these three going over, so I need 6 units for him. There we go. I'm going ahead and picking up a fighter and a bomber. Um, I'm almost tempted to buy another transport instead of the fighter because I'm actually not going to need the fighter because C Zone 3, these guys, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 5, 6. So I got to be careful about that a little bit. If I don't take this guy, these Germans can reach there as well as these guys can reach there. So we need to be a little bit careful there. Mainly the Germans. That we have enough to protect against 3 bombers. So we're going to buy the fighter to be on the safe side. I don't actually need the fighter as it is. Because we're going to have plenty of forces there, but we're just going to be safe because I'm pumping these fighters in here to help stabilize the center of the board anyways. I think this is the most fighters I've ever built in a game. I do have to say that. So maybe it wasn't the smartest move because if all this air was ground and transports, who knows where I'd be at now. But anyways, we're going with it. I got to go because my time, again, I'm on like 30 minutes and my timer's going to run out. And I never quite trust those timers altogether. I would do 2 here. I'm really stretching my units all out, all across the board. That it would be pushing it, to be frankly honest. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Well, let's see, where are you going? You're going to go 1, 2, there. So we'll send you there. I'll go ahead and grab a little bit before we retreat back. I think that, hold on. Is that it? I think that's it for the Americans. Nice. Alright, so now Zone 3 is safe. Those guys going up there. I think I'll be able to sneak one more boat down here without having to have support. And you know what? We only got to protect against one bomber. Why don't we do this? Well, you could do a 1-2 bomber, I suppose. But if he 1 bombers with Germany, then I can always shift UK down here and drop UK whatever I need to protect against a German bomber. That means lets me get them back in 1 turn. I need to check my calculators over here. 28, okay. What do I need in Baltic? Did I have an extra man that I could have used? Thinking I may have. Not below Baltic. That's what we want. Huh. I think we had a bonus guy there. Got one there. So I got 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Moving 10 over is going to give me 28. 5 artillery. This is where the calculator is a must. and the saving them is a big deal too. Alright. Alright, I'm going to pause the video for a second while I think about the Navy here real quick, because I just want to make sure I don't goof up on a turn order issue here. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm going to just bring the destroyer down here. I'm going to carry up here. I'm building a fighter here. He's got 1 bomber versus battleship and then another time, but then it'll repair and then 1 bomber versus battleship. There's nothing more than that. And so I'll have a destroyer, or excuse me, 2 carriers and 1 fighter up here. And the Germans can only bring 1 bomber. Germans could throw like a stack on the Northwest Europe, which would then free up these bombers to go, so that he would have 4 bombers hitting there. But I'll have 2 carriers, a fighter, and then I can always move the UK Navy up, and that'll leave me, 3 destroyers and a cruiser with no transports here for his 4 fighters and a bomber of Japan that can attack him. So if he wants to attack 3 destroyers and a cruiser for no transports with his Japan Air, I think I would accept that. So I think that's how we're going to run it. I do think I want to switch back to fighter before carrier. Because even if 3 transports down here, you know what? I'm gonna change that back. We're gonna stick with carrier first. All right. I think that's all the U.S. guys going. I need to hurry up here. Oh, I'm gonna be short one guy, since I can go ahead and put him on up there. I forgot about counting for the fact that I wasn't building 2 fighters. Originally I was gonna build 2 fighters. Oh well. I shouldn't have built 3 of these guys. Oh well. I need these artilleries for dead zoning, unfortunately. Although I know it'd be for pure defense, just doing infantry may be better, but my computer's getting laggy and I need to wrap this turn up so I don't time out. Come on. Twelve, 26, 28. 5 artillery, 3 tanks. Got 2 fighters with the 5, making 7 fighters, a bomber. These are my 3 artillery coming down with my 7 artillery. I need at least 1 more guy coming up here. We got our 10 fighters, 2 tanks, 3 artillery. Alright. Move 1 more over there just to be on the safe side. Alright, we're just gonna call it there. We need to wrap it up. Whew, made it. My heart beats every time because I worry I was gonna get the pop-up failure. All right, so we are heading into UK16. I ain't gonna lie, 16 rounds. This is actually a very long game because we still got a long ways to go in this game. Um, this is probably gonna be my longest game I've ever played, to be frankly honest. You know, most of my games I know by round seven-ish, 7, 8, 9-ish. I can pretty say this game's over one way or the other. I mean, it's gonna take some while till it plays out. This game's still up in the air, to be frankly honest, and we're in round 16, and we still got a while till one of us hits something. So this game is getting to be one of these games that I've seen other people post where the units just get, astronomically big and whatnot. But um, interesting nonetheless. I mean, it's fun. It's going to be tight. We got a battle going down here, and then we got a battle, and sitting in here, and then we got a battle. But at least we're starting to make maneuvers here. The allies were starting to make maneuvers. I like my positioning. I should be able to hold Baltic from now into eternity, I hope. Um, so that's the good news. But we're parked next to his capital now, and he's not there yet. So positive. We'll take it. Um, it's going to be getting tight pretty soon. He's going to be able to get into Novo, but we're going to buy as much time as we possibly can. He should not be able to do it into J16. I believe I calculated that out so that he cannot get into Novo J16. And then hopefully these units are going to be coming back. That'll prevent him from 17. So maybe 18, 19, somewhere in there. Maybe he'll be able to get into Novo or break the Kaza stack. But we're going to buy out as long a time and keep his forces split in two as much as possible. That's the other advantage I have. He's got a big fork in his pieces where most of my pieces are all interconnected. So in any case, that's the plan. One thing I didn't show back in Japan's 15 because I was rushing and I didn't even notice it is, lo and behold, he sent a bomber to Russia and to UK, and you know what? He hit and he hit and he hit big and he hit big. So he still has not lost a bomber. So for those keeping track, because I am keeping track, here we go. This is what the strategic bombing raids have been. Axis has sent 16 bombers for strategic bombing raids, has created 51 points of damage, and has not lost a single bomber yet. Allies, we have sent 2. We did 1 damage of 4, and we lost a bomber on the other time. Slightly affecting the game right here. So you expect a bomber to get hit 1 in every 6 runs, so that he should have had 2 2/3 of a bomber shot down by now. So that's 32 IPC he should have lost in bombers. Average damage is like 45 because he would have hit 13 1/3 times at 3.5. So average damage is like 45, 46. So he's done bonus of like 6 and avoided like 32. So that's like a 38 IPC swing right here. So that's 13, basically 13 infantry swing in the game just by this strategic bombing run luck that he's had there. That's painful. Another thing that I added into my tracker here, and here's my round. So end of round 15. Round 15 was not a great round for me. Part of what you can see here is you can see where we kind of peaked, and we kind of leveled, and he's starting to creep up. Although my attack powers are still going up a little bit, and particularly the attack power, attack strength, I still gained some there. Although I lost a little defensive power and units. But what we're seeing here is the income level starting to level off as he's starting to eat into Africa and these strategic bombing raids. This is where he's been doing a lot of that bombing raids, starting to take its toll as well. And then there's some bad trades, whatnot. The interesting thing, I also started creating a casualty table of just how many of every unit Axis has lost in allies and per thing. And so here again, you can see our strategic bombing raid. Yay. But one of the things I talk about in KGFs, a lot of times I try to conserve my US units as much as possible, let UK do as much trading as possible, and then Russia just kind of hangs in there as much as possible. So we can see that we are achieving the goal that the US is doing the least of the trading. Still a little heavy than I'd like, and I'd like to see these numbers actually be higher and these numbers be lower, but you know, it's just how the game's kind of played out. The really super interesting that I found is here we are, 16 rounds into the game, and I just take a look at all the allies units, the total number of allies units. You come down here, I don't know if you're in the bottom right, you can see that's a 233. There has been 233 casualties for allies. Axis, 237. You want to talk about a balanced game? That's a balanced game. You know that he's had 233 versus 237 swing there, casualty. So all of that, 16 rounds, he's lost 4 more units than I have. I think that's pretty cool. In any case, so we had to deal with the bombing raid. So I do not have enough to build 8 units. I had to repair the stinking thing, and I could only build 7 units. I did want to go ahead and get 1 artillery, but otherwise I'm going to conserve because this bombing is for real. And I am starting to worry. He's been building a lot of ground, infantry and artillery, the last 5, 6, 7 rounds. And here I've been buying some planes and expensive units. And that starts to worry me. Generally, the one building the infantry and artillery, you're the ones that are sitting good. So I'm a little concerned about the fact that I did that. So I need to refocus on my purchases being focused on all ground, including my US. I need to start focusing them on as much ground units as I can. And next turn, we're going to have a lot of transports coming back. So, you know, we're going to need to build a lot of ground. We actually have 1 too many transports next turn. So hopefully we can start shifting things over, but we can only build 7 this time because of the bombing raids as it is. Now, again, it is really pretty important that we take Northwest Europe, and all my UK air is down here because, well, I'm missing a bomber that I wish I had. But I'm not bitter about these bombers at all, by the way. Um, so, but I really need to take it in order to keep this fleet safe from these bombers. You know, it seems crazy. You got to take Northwest Europe to keep Sea Zone 3 safe from bombers sitting over in, was it Sinkang? Yeah. But that's where we're at. Because if I don't take this with the UK, then Japan is going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 bombers that can go there, and I'm going to have to make changes to my plans because I'll need to send more fleet up there to protect them, which is then going to expose my fleet here somewhat. So all that's to say, I am going to continue to take Northwest Europe, but I'm going to end up using 2 transports this time because he's got the 2 ground here. We still got 5, 6, 7 units here, so he's got 5 Germans, 5 Japan, but if either one of those attacks, I got American units I can bring in, and I can build UK units. So I feel pretty safe with that aspect, especially since it's only going to be 2 transports sitting in there. So 6-1 build. And, you know, that 1 artillery build was because of this. If there was only 1 unit in there, then I would just do that. But lo and behold, there's 2, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now, this is what I'm hoping to create out of this turn is a Baltic Bellow double stack, and then I've got enough that I did do the calculation that Ukraine is now dead zone from a German move, and West Russia will be, these 2 will be dead zone from the Germans advancing at all. So I can advance and then advance, you know, comfortably, so that hopefully I can hold Bellow and Baltic going forward. It's going to be a little thin this turn, and I'm not 100% sure how much it's going to affect me down here in Kaza. I didn't really calculate this out. He's got a lot of units kind of coming in here. It might get me short-handed here. I'm not 100% sure, but we're going to go ahead and do what we can. The one thing I am not going to do is take Caucasus with UK, and that's because now Japan's here. If I take this with the UK, it goes back to Russian, but then Japan goes next and retakes it, and Japan then gets 4 bonus IPC. I don't want to give Japan any more than they already get, and Japan's already getting too big, so we're going that way. I'm going to be putting my tanks into Bellow, assuming everything goes well, because then they're still threatening Berlin, even from Bellow, since we'll have Baltic stacked. So And I'm going to use one of my fighters and land him in the Baltics. And like I said, this is actually going to make this a little bit thin. It's still profitable for me and more favorable on my side. But if he's starting to feel desperate at all, which I would not if I was in his place, but if he's feeling desperate, then that's a potential attack to take because it's like a 35 to 50% chance of taking at a negative 6, 7, 8 IPC. That can swing with one die roll being a different way. So I'm a little nervous about this because he could choose to go ahead and knock this if he's starting to get frustrated with his Kaza stack and feels like he needs to. But I really want to take both of these with UK if at all humanly possible. Because again, money. Theoretically, I mean, I could commit more just ground units and try and take that just straight ground, but see, we got 2, 2, 1, so that's 8, 11. Hopefully we can take that in one round of shots. Anything else? I think that's everything that we want to take. Yeah, I didn't count on you, Cruiser, this time. And you hit. Of course you hit when I didn't count on you. Well, didn't count on that either. So, whatever. All good. Trade down those Germans. Trade down those Germans. These are the more important battles. I want to take these with as little loss as possible. Ah, I wanted that in one shot. Dang it. Come on, clean him. 5, 5, 5. All right. Okay, one loss. That's what I was counting on, was losing one infantry on that. So I'm good with that. This is the one. It's only like a 65% chance of capture. I really want to capture this. I want some dice favoring me. Okay, okay. Dice favoring me. I can't complain because he missed 4 shots there, so I'm good. All right, I'm happy. I am happy. All right. First off, let's go ahead and grab. Oops. No, 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 no. Grab those. You guys are marching forward. I need to double check my numbers on where I need all my numbers. I got that calculated out. Meanwhile, do we got no Japan to worry about there? So we just got to figure out how many we got going where. Let's see, the Baltic, ultimately I need 28 here. We got, you know what? Regardless, it doesn't matter. I want the UK pushing forward first, and then any US we pull back, US is US we pull back. So there we go. That's it for the UKs. Bummer I can only build 7.